Here's what happened this week in about 60 seconds.
You didn't even see it in VTubing. You fucked it up. You had how many times have you seen my shorts and you fucked up the lane? You dumb bitch. You idiot. I've been doing this for like 2 years.
Fuck you.
I've been doing this for 2 years. How do you not remember the lane?
I don't know. I'm trying.
Bro, we were sitting here and I was like, you should just do it because it'd be funny. And then she muted and was nervous and did the crying emote in my DMs.
I did the crying emote because we're just talking before he goes live. I want to know what's going on. I got to figure out what the news is ahead of time. But no, I have to say a line now and I can't mimic his voice. I can't sound like you.
Here's what happened in VTubing last week in about 60 seconds. All right.
So surreal. I'm leaving.
Bye.
Have fun. Bye.
Who even was that? Hey, chat. Let me pop over. No, no, her mic is actually functioning this week. It's kind of incredible. I'm so proud of her. She did it. She did a streamer. She did a whole stream. Good for her. Honestly, she's improving so much. Did you see you can't even dodge Brie on my... Yeah, no, that was Brie at Cookie Box. Yeah, no, that is the peak of the stream. Oh my god, Brie at Cookie Box, I'm a huge fan. Oh my god. Okay, hi chat. How are we? We got news to do. You're your own wife? Self-cessed? Actually, no, Brie is into self-cessed. That actually checks it a lot. Never mind. I said it and then I was like, wait, no, that works with the lore. Oh my god. I figured she was just gonna like do it the moment I booted up stream and then I'd kick her from the chat, but then she just sat in silence for like a minute and I was like, okay, now what do I do here? I had to mute myself on my GoXLR and like coax her out like a scared little rabbit. Which, checks out actually. How do we do streams again? How do streams work? Anyone remember? I was trying to upload a TikTok, the TikTok for the short, but it didn't work. It won't let me it won't preview anything or let me see my content or like change my cover. So I think the TikTok is just gonna have to be late this week. Which, you do it by doing timestamps and rambling. Oh my god, you're so right, guys. Here's what happened in VTubing last week. I love it anyone who just whip out the voice. Everybody I speak to gets like whiplash whenever I do it. Whenever I did that in real life when I was in Birmingham at VExpo. I did it a few times like IRL and I could see like the physical whiplash it like gave people hearing it. It was kind of great. Fuck it, we'll do TikTok later. News. Oh my god. That on a soundboard for it causes people physical anguish. It's kind of incredible. It kind of just inflicts psychic damage on them in real time because they're so used to hearing it in short form and then they hear it from me and they're like, oh my god, you're an actual person. I'm like, yeah. News. What do we want to start with, chat? Do you want to start with the drama stuff? We normally start with drama and then we like do like the happy fun. I say we do the happy news at the end. Generally, the end of the stream ends up just being me ranting or raving and being weird. Where are my cards? I've taken up fucking around with a deck of cards recently to like keep my hands busy because I like to fidget with things, and I left them in my bedroom, which is annoying because now I have nothing to use with my hands. So I've started flipping around my phone case, which means it's going to yeet off into the distance and die. But you know, fun. Let's see. How do I do streams again? Oh my god. My last stream was actually a Twitch stream, so I almost fucked up and forgot to switch back to my YouTube profile, which would have been funny. Here we go. Friend ranting about Dakis. I would not rant about Dakis. Oh, well, you know, maybe. Underhill and I did a, oh yeah, I was on Twitch. Underhill and I did like an anime list review where we looked at like our anime list, and I hadn't updated mine in several years, so it was a bit out of date. I think it gave like Shield Hero a 9 out of 10 or something like that, so you know, it's kind of a bad time for me. Okay, we have the drama this week is mostly Niji from what I know. Like I'm feeling alright actually. I forgot to take my meds. I didn't forget, I forgot to take them for a few days and I looked and I didn't have any, but you know, we win these. I don't need them. I'm thugging that shit out. I'll pick them up at the pharmacy. I'm in the hospital in a few days. I get to go on Valium. They're gonna put me on Valium. It's kind of cool. Normally when I get my procedures in Australia, they just put me under general anesthetic. But this one, they get to sedate me. So I get to go under Valium. It's kind of fun. It'll be so fun. I'm gonna stream when I get back. Wait, actually, this is like kind of a funny idea. Do you guys want to see a Valium stream? What if I came back from it and just did like, I played like Elden Ring while high off my fucking ass on Valium? I will consider, we'll see. I might just be EP though. I might just fall asleep the moment I get back. It'd be funny though. Alright, so we'll cover the Niji drama, which was kind of fucking crazy, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there's two, one wasn't really a drama, one was a drama. I'm still in noise making mode. I'm talking with the fucking rabbit. Or I mean, when I edit, I make a bunch of noise, like I do a bunch of like vocal stims. Normally there's not someone else to hear it, but the rabbit was in VC while I was editing, so I became very self-conscious that I was sounding like a motorboat or something. So where's 730 Nijisanji Drama? I'm just gonna call it that because I don't really know how to title it in a way that isn't weirdly clickbait. So this week was kind of fucking mental. So let me see if I can find. Do you guys know Kori? I imagine a few of you do. They're kind of relatively well known in the. Oh god, there goes my phone case. I did say, yo, Agib, thank you for the 22 months. Holy shit. The Raiden meme songs. I still need to play Metal Gear actually. It's something I'm gonna look into. So Kori, from what I know, they kind of, you might have heard them around the sort of the Rushia Mikineko stuff. They're, from what I understand, sort of like Japan's version of like drama tuber, basically. Oh, Raiden from Regloss. I thought you meant Raiden from Metal Gear, but that makes sense. I haven't listened to much Regloss recently, actually. They kind of debuted, and then I didn't see much from them. Yeah, the Brave Group leak, the issues with the auditions being like public knowledge, basically. And also the Mikineko Mafu stuff they were involved in. They're kind of, again, like, yeah, Japan's Keemstar is probably the best bet, but he does seem to focus on, like, VTubers and shit. He came out, this was the going live tweet, because he streamed it, but before that, he tweeted out, I can't remember when it was. It wasn't this long ago. It was relatively recent. Was it here? Yeah, okay. So I think this was it before he went live. He basically tweeted out, because I remember seeing a bunch of people covering like what it could be. I wasn't actually a fan of this, the way he did this originally, so it might be a translation thing, I'm not sure. We will report violations committed by those involved with the VTuber agency Nijisanji. Damage mainly involves secretly recording the VTubers who operate while hiding their faces while they are at work and disseminating the footage to third parties. He also sends her messages making fun of her appearance. The mere existence of people like this in the industry will only increase the number of victims. The VTuber herself is unaware that she's secretly filmed. Whistleblowers request, blah, blah, blah. I didn't like this because it made it sound like it was a Niji. Like, it made it sound like it was a Nijisanji thing, like a Nijisanji employee had, like, was leaking information and pictures. Obviously, I'm not going to show you, like, the pictures and shit, even the censored ones, just because, oh god, don't go to my homepage. But then, so there's a lot of, like, I mean, I have heard that he again, when we say Japanese Keemstar, we do mean like, with all the connotations of it. Like, he does get whistleblowers a lot. He does get information fed to him because obviously he's quite a big channel. But I have heard that he's not the most reputable in terms of, like, maturely and safely handling things. But he did go live with the information afterwards in this stream here. Obviously, this is Japanese, so it's going to be hard to cover. But the long story short is that the guy's name is... you could not come up with a more appropriate name. The guy's name, the musician, the person that we're talking about who did all the bad shit, his name is Yab. His name is literally Yab. And this is some weird ass nominative determinism bullshit. Because again, for any of you not VTuber pilled, which if you're here, you probably are, but Yab is generally what people use to refer to, like, dramas in the VTubing scene. So the guy's name being Yab is kind of crazy. So he posted an apology here as well. Basically admitting to it from what I can see, which is crazy. But he's a musician and he's worked with Niji a fair bit, but also worked with, like, other, like, actual idols. Like, I think it said he worked with, like, AKB48, right? The actual idol group. He's like an audio mixer. I think he works for a studio. He's like an audio mixer producer, so he has, like, there's employees in the studio and he's, like, the guy. And so apparently while in the studio with a Niji member, they had a habit of, like, taking pictures of their real face by basically recording with their phone, so making it look like they were just dicking around on their phone while having it recording it, and then taking screenshots of the liver's actual face, sending those pictures to, like, a group chat with other employees where they all just kind of made fun of her. There was, like, a weird mix where some of them they got made fun of for, like, I think they called her, like, obese or something, and then I think there was another one that they were, like, talking about doing things to, being very sexual and very a lot of the pictures were taken in, like, again, I'm not going to show, like, any pictures or anything, but apparently some of them were taken in, like, a sexual context, which is very scummy. And then he sent those to a group chat. I think there was about 10 people in the Discord server, if I remember correctly, who were all, I think, like, employees of the agency or of the studio, and he sent it to them, and then they'd all kind of make fun of it or make lewd suggestions or comments to it. So he was basically taking weird, unapproved pictures and doxing people, including, like, their full name. And other information has come out from, like, you guys know Gundo, who used to be a Nijisanji member, her new life. Basically saying that when she worked with him, he had a habit of basically bringing up other talents' vocals and talking about how shit they are and how much editing they need and laughing at them. So it just sounds like he's kind of a piece of shit, and enjoys, like, the small amount of power he's been given and uses it to basically humiliate and make fun of people. However, the bit that's even more crazy, I mean, like, doxing and basically committing sexual harassment is not like a little tee hee ha ha. It's a very serious accusation. But he also apparently slipped fucking drugs into the girl's drink. The drug in question, let me see if I can find, there's a sort of an image going around that's covers a lot. Let me see if I can bring it up here. So I think this is I don't know if this is officially confirmed, but he uses the term, he doesn't use the term drug, he uses the term aphrodisiac, which is a drug. People were saying like he was using the term aphrodisiac to get around like, oh, you know, drugging out, but aphrodisiacs are a drug. They're still like, you're still drugging someone. So let's see. Yeah, so apparently he slipped them an aphrodisiac and then took photos of them, some sexually. I think these are the content from Yab, from their studio, and you can see like quite a few of them are getting taken down in private. Excuse me, we're using 4chan. I know I don't normally use 4chan as a source, but it's just to get the image. I'm not actually using them as a source of info. They're taking down a lot of their content, obviously, in the wake of this kind of controversy. So it just sounds like he was kind of like legitimately like a sexual predator. Oh yeah, and there was a whole like rating things of like rating them out of points, the girls they took pictures of. It's just, yeah, you can see here he says both are screenshots of the video so as not to arouse suspicion. So he knew, I mean, obviously he knew he was doing something fucked up. This whole thing is just sexual predator behavior. So this isn't like a VTuber drama. This is just this is an actual criminal. Some people were saying they don't have criminal charges could be filed. I'm pretty sure if you slip someone, like, especially if you admit to it in DMs, if you slip someone fucking aphrodisiacs, that is a crime. You can't do that. You can't put things in people's drinks, and you can't take photos of them sexually. I mean, some people were saying like the face reveal might not be technically illegal, because like in a public place or whatever, you like I don't know what Japan's laws are in regards to that, but I know in like a lot of like Americas and whatnot, you're allowed to take photos in a public place, but the sexual photos would definitely be illegal, and the fucking slipping someone aphrodisiac is 100% illegal. If it's not, what the fuck is going on in your country, bro? So yeah, I think what basically happened is one of the people in that group chat, one of the employees, I think left the company and then blew the whistle, which I will say, given that, like, I mean, what are the timestamps on this one? Actually, when is this from? Because it's talked about like it is a while ago. Like he's been doing editing and audio stuff for Niji for a little bit. Like it's not just one person. It's, you know, he's very well connected in the industry, so he's obviously done a few. So I don't know how long this has been going on for. I don't know when exactly these photos were shared though. Like I don't know when this group chat was. I will say, if you knew this was going on and you like waited until you left the company to whistleblow, that's kind of still fucked up. Although if he left immediately and then whistleblowed, I guess it's fine. But yeah, no, this whole thing was very fucked up, and understandably people are not very approving of him. And so he put this out, basically, we're very sorry for the inconvenience caused. I remember seeing a translation of this, but I don't know. Let me see if I can find it, just so I can show you guys. I remember he doesn't like deny anything from what I remember. Like there's no, that was what, like, that's what kind of shook me, because I feel like in this situation all you can really do is deny, because if you actually did the shit that they say you did, like, you're kind of just fucked. It's on the subreddit. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, I would like to express my sincerest apology for any discomfort caused to many of you by Yab's problematic comments and leaked videos online in the past. I deeply regret that my thoughtless actions have caused such a situation. I'd like to apologize again for any inconvenience it may have caused you. I take this matter very seriously and will take a sincere response. We are very sorry. Which, okay, I'm kind of a bit confused, because people are talking like Yab is the guy, like this is just the guy, but then this like reply is very corporate, as if an employee did it. But I think it's just a translation thing. And basically, he said, "I'm sorry that my..." I don't think you can't sum up basically roofing someone as a thoughtless action. A thoughtless action is like walking, like not paying attention when you're looking at your phone and walking into someone in the street and knocking them over. That's a thoughtless action that you go, shit, sorry, my bad. Not slipping someone a fucking aphrodisiac. That's not a thoughtless action, that's a malicious action. I don't know. It does seem, I think, yeah, the final thing I was going to show is also any color's response, which they did reply. Let's see. Go here. Sorry, I apologize for the flashbang. One day, any color won't use white on black for their announcements. Okay. So on September 1st, an external musician here and referred to as subject secretly photographed the appearance of a person who's said to be a live streamer belonging to our company. I think this is undisputed, mainly because like you can see the photos in the leaked DMs, like you can see the photos. During an external influencer's YouTube broadcast, which is Kore. The photograph was sent to a third party without permission in a form that included defamatory language that's talking about like the rating and insulting her. Also suspicion that the subject used illegal physical force against the body of a live streamer belonging to our company, which I believe is referring to the Aphrodite. I think it's slapping someone. Would that count as illegal physical force? I guess it would. I don't know if there's any allegations that he like assaulted her like physically. I don't know. I didn't see anything like that. But it's probably just referring to the drugging, because I think that's would roof is okay. This is going to come across as a very ignorant question, but it is more of a semantic thing than an actual like morality thing. Would roofing someone constitute sexual harassment? Like, I know it constitutes sexual harassment. Would it constitute sexual assault? Is it? Or I don't know. I don't know what the strict definition is of where like the line is drawn. Either way, I'm not a lawyer. Once again, I should state that. As a freelance musician, they're involved in producing music, recording, mixing, mastering, to many artists, and we've also asked them to provide music. Sorry that it's committed such an indescribable act of barbarism is a crazy line. That's fucking cold. That's hurt our affiliate streamers and may even shake the foundation of the trust between our company and creators. Will continue to investigate the facts. We suspect there's an act that may be considered a crime of assault and a violation of the Ordinance for the Prevention of Harassment. We intend to take firm action, including the possibility of criminalizing the case. In addition to terminating the current contract between our company and the target, we will also take legal action against the target for breach of confidentiality, obligations, violation of privacy rights, defamation of reputation and credibility, and violation of other rights. So I believe they're definitely going to be taking civil. I think like defamation and like doxing is a civil violation. Basically because it can be proven that he took a photo and shared it with a group chat because the DMs are there. That's pretty easy to prove, so they're taking that up separately. The criminal bit might be a bit harder to prove because I think it is just him saying it, and unless somebody comes forward as like, yeah, this happened to me, it might be a bit difficult. So it looks like they're thinking about taking criminal. They probably will if they think they can do it. They're definitely going to be taking like civil. Provide sufficient care to our affiliate live streamers. We ask you refrain from starting photos and information about this case, from posting comments that mock our affiliated live streamers on social media or during live streams. In addition, there have been some voices on the internet alleging that our affiliated live streamers and their managers were responsible, which is not true. That's why I clarified in the short. I was like, it's not a Nijisanji employee doing it. It was a third party. Template made the content such as I tried singing that subject was evident in the social media service posts of our affiliated live streamers that are presumed to have received songs provided by the subject private, as these could be a starting point for prying into the victims of the case, which is understandable. As stated in this release, the reason why some content such as I tried singing is private is to prevent the victim in this case from being scrutinized through credits and other descriptions, and to prevent the spread of secondary victimization. Basically, if the content stays up that is affiliated with Yab, then people will be able to go to that content, see who Yab made content for, and then assume who the photos are of and what the comments are about, which is just linking comments and whatnot to the actual livers. So it's understandable they're private. Nothing criminal about the content itself. We recognize its importance. So we ask that you also refrain posting I think could lead to scrutiny of the victim in the case, and you delete any posts that have already been made. Basically saying we're pursuing legal action. Please don't spread information that may link the comments to the specific liver, which is understandable. So yeah, this whole situation was kind of fucked. I'm not gonna lie. Like, not even normal levels of VTuber fucked, but like just actual criminal sexual assault case, which... And I mean, people were saying this is like another Niji L, and people were dunking on Niji. I don't think this is really Niji's fault. Like, I know we like to hold Niji accountable for things and people love dunking on them, but like, you can't... This is just one creep that was just acting on his own weird desires. I don't think you can really blame Niji for this. And the response so far has seemed like not too bad. Like, it seems like they're taking it seriously and doing, you know, their due diligence on it. Well, unless the liver came forward basically, you know, saying like, yeah, this happened to me or whatever, like, how would they know? It's not like they're in the studio with the manager watching over, or with the producer watching over every step he makes, right? Like, unless the liver comes forward and they notice something, like, it is not, yeah, it's not like a insane assumption to assume that the very reputable guy that you reach out to do content for you, that's done, you know, done work for a bunch of other idol agencies and VTuber agencies and whatnot, it's not absurd to assume that he wouldn't be a fucking sex crime enjoyer. So I don't know if you can really blame Niji for this one. You can blame the guy though. The guy's a piece of shit. Holy shit. Fuck that guy. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I assume criminal charges will probably be pressed. I don't know why I'm now on Iron Mouse's page. It will probably be pressed eventually, so we'll see what happens. I imagine it'll get reported if the guy goes to jail, which hopefully, I feel like he should, but I don't know if he will. We just have to find out. We'll see. I'll keep you updated. Definitely won't be working in the industry anymore. Holy shit. Absolutely no chance this man continues to get work in this sphere. Okay, let me just see real quick. Is this... No. TikTok is still broken. Okay. Yippee. Okay, so you'll join Wactor. Fuck off. Even Wactor, I don't think would take him. He's an actual. I mean, Wactor is also actively criminal, but even the Wactor, I don't think would take that guy. Even Wactor has got to have higher standards than that. Like, dear God. Okay. So I guess we can talk about the Kunai graduation as well, which also happened this week. So I'm gonna go get an energy drink real quick. Actually, I can feel myself dropping off. I'm like fucking, my brain is foggy. I'll be right back. I almost hit the Discord mute key. That is not the mute key for my mic. I return. I have Monster Energy Drink. I was drinking Gamer Subs, but I only have Sigma Brain, and that makes me choke and cough because it's spicy. And I don't know why I ordered it, but I did. And I'd rather not be coughing off stream, so we're drinking this instead. I timestamped it as Nijisanji Drama. We'll just go over both right now. Because the Kunai stuff is pretty short. Mostly, there's not really much to go into. It's not a white monster. It's a pink one. It's Pipeline Punch. I love Pipeline Punch. It's yummy. Sigma's my least favorite. I like a lot. I pretty much like every Gamer Shop's flavor except Sigma. Sigma's the only one I've came across that I'm like, oh, I can't drink that. I don't have any other tubs left, and shit's expensive, so I'm like, we'll hold off. I'm gonna force myself to get through this tub, and then I might get some more. I don't know. Unfortunately, I do not have I'm not a partner, so I don't just get free shit. Tragic. The tragedy of me.
Penumbra, fuck you.
Kunai finally goes back to her successful
Raymond,
channel.
thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I've heard that Kunai's, I think Kunai's alt basically posted talking about the, not her alt, her past life, talked about like leaving and her feelings about it. But I've heard she has like a pretty successful indie account, which is interesting. This is very topical, because I know someone who did this, but me personally, I would always rather be like a somewhat successful indie than like part of a big agency. I just think you have a lot more like freedom and liberty, and also you don't have to deal with like bullshit agency things. I think VTuber agencies as a whole are kind of fucked at the moment. Like every story I hear, everything I've heard from people who used to be in them, or who joined them, or who have been in agencies that have collapsed or anything, is like, I don't know. I feel like you're just... I understand why some people do it. Like, I think for a certain type of creator, it gives them access to a lot more, you know, resources and people to make bigger content. Like, if you're trying to make like Hololive level content, you can only really do that in Hololive. But I think for like, if you just want to be like a VTuber, like if you just want to like go live, play games, have a audience, maybe do some like ASMR occasionally, release some merch, like VTuber shit, and you're not trying to make like big concert productions, you're not trying to make like big animations or do like, you know, big idol shit, I think you're just better off as an indie. Like, I don't know, I think agencies can grant like a level of content that you can't get on your own, sure, if you're into that. But I think a lot of people see agencies as like a win button and just apply to them blindly. Well, not blindly, but they apply to them because they're like, this is my big shot. And then they get into it and then they end up graduating like 3 months later because, yeah, being stuck in basically a corporate environment with a bunch of people you might not agree with is, I would not join any. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have anything to offer an agency anyway. Like, I have none of the agency appeal, unfortunately. Agencies do give you connections, friends, but they don't. Here's the thing. Honestly, I think agencies might be worse for connections in some ways. I mean, because when you join an agency, you sort of inherit all of the beef and the drama and shit that is associated with that agency, which means, like, look at the Doki Bird Vivi thing, right? Like, those are two people that would normally get along really well, collab without any stress, have no issues talking to each other, but Niji's in the fucking way like, didn't you forget to ask me? I'm not cool with it. You know? I don't know. Like, definitely, like, Pixelink is doing, definitely there is, like, a scene, if you're into, like, the, like, agency girl scene, like, the VSMP, you know, like, FaZe, VDairy, Pixelink, you know, maybe, like, no, Visa was not really in that scene, like, AN, Idol, Globy, that, if you're in that kind of scene, if that's the area you're interested in, sure, you can get in there by being in an agency, but there's also a bunch of creators in there who are just, you know, cute girl anime VTubers who just sort of live in that space by knowing people in there. You don't have to be in an agency to get into that environment if that's what you're going for. And if you want to make friends, I'm gonna be honest, joining an agency to make friends is like, it's like the equivalent of doing like end game content, highest level difficulty boss raids to get like iron ore that you could just mine at the beginning of the game, right? Like, you're doing something way harder than you need to when you could just put a little bit of effort somewhere else and probably get the same result. There's tons of people that want friends out there. There's tons of VTubers out there that are desperate for collabs and, you know, groups to be a part of and like people to interact with. If you just reach out, you just need to reach out to one person and then you can kind of meet a bunch of people through that. Joining an agency for it is just... I don't know. People say agencies aren't bad. I used to be very pro agency. I used to really like agencies, but over the past like year, after everything I've seen, I don't know, man. Every time I think I've found a good agency, somebody tells me that in actuality they're bad, and in actuality behind the scenes they're really, you know, either they have like a toxic work environment, or they have, you know, very bad financials, or they have bad management or bad communication, or the CEO's a cunt or whatever. Like, literally every time I've thought I found like a good agency, somebody comes along and is like, nah. So I don't know, I'm a bit conflicted on them. I like agency talents. Like, don't get me wrong, I love like all the people associated with agencies, and I do like the content that comes out of it, and I like the talents that come out of it and all the things they can do. Like all the content they can make as agencies. I just find it hard to trust them nowadays after, like, I find it difficult to trust them. Because every time I've trusted an agency, somebody's came along and been like, So now, unless an agency is like completely upfront and honest with the audience, I find it difficult to place a lot of faith in them. Would anyone tell if the company is fine? Is there selection bias going on? Oh no, but I talk about like anytime I talk to people that know more than I do, or anytime I mention it on stream or whatever, and I'm like, oh, this agency seems good. A lot of the time I get someone either DMing me or in VC or whatever being like, no. And then they tell me like 15 things about the agency that's fucked up, and I'm like, oh shit. And I've had that happen, genuinely, I think I've had that happen 4 times in a row now, where I find an agency I think is good, I say to someone I think this is good, and then I get bombarded with like 15 different fucked up stories about the agency, and I go, oh shit. And then I find a new one that I think is good, and the cycle repeats. So I've very much now kind of flipped the other way, where I'm like, I like agency talents, I like the content they put out. I don't think they're all bad, I don't think they're all evil and run by like fucking Mr. Burns in the background like cackling maniacally. That's not what I'm saying. I think it's hard to judge, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't like the vibe of a lot of agency VTubing. I don't like, I mean, this is my controversial take. I don't like the like idle borderline GFE experience, and that's not a criticism of content. You can make whatever content you want. It's just not for me. I don't like that type of content. I don't enjoy that kind of audience and that kind of vibe. It's just not for me. So that also has colored my expectations a little bit. In terms of my interactions with like agency VTubing and whatnot, it's very much tinted it. I don't know. I think the people in agencies are incredibly talented though, and I think they probably went to the agency hoping to get support for their talent to be able to do a bunch of content that they couldn't do on their own, and I think that's fine. I just personally, I struggle to trust them, and I don't like the idea that the creator I'm watching might not be able to be, you know, open and honest with their audience because there's somebody behind the scene not, you know, not approving of it. If that makes sense. I don't know if I explained myself well there. So it's not that I hate agencies. I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather just watch indies. Like in terms of content and vibes and interactions, I just prefer like the indie Twitch streamer vibe. I think it's a lot less. I'm not gonna say less toxic because there's no streaming vibe that's less toxic, but there's a lot less bullshit that goes on. At least in terms of like on a regular basis, and I enjoy the environment more, if that makes sense. I don't know. The problem with the problem with, I feel like I'm going on a rant, but I tend to go on rants and tangents in these anyway, and it's somewhat related anyway. It's not related to Niji really, but it's related tangentially. I think the issue with the sort of like idle GF, not idle the company, like the term idle, the GFE kind of, I guess, experience or whatnot, is that once it kind of hits an agency, you end up with a big chunk of that agency's fan base basically being into that kind of content, and then it gets sort of, it spreads almost, if that makes sense. Like once one person manufactures that audience, it kind of spreads to the rest of the agency until most of the talents end up with a similar sort of vibe or expectation, to the point where it's sort of, I don't know, I've seen people debut in agencies and whatnot that don't want to lean into the GFE experience, but it's almost sort of like expected of them, and then they have to very much try and like push back against it and explicitly like not do GFE and like not lean into that sort of very like idly unicorny fan base, because it's sort of what the audience expects. And then when the agencies interact with each other, when you have those sort of like collabs and that, again, that sort of environment that I talked about of like the small agency environment, it spreads to the other agencies, and then you end up with this very, I've also, VTubing ages, like the VTubing scene can kind of be split up into like a triangle. That's how I keep it in my head. I wish I could draw it, but Paint still doesn't work on this PC, and I don't know why. Genuinely, Microsoft Paint does not work on my PC. It's genuinely confusing to me. But I think of it as kind of like a triangle, and like you've got, you know, you've got like Twitch indies, like the original like Twitch VTuber, Numi Bao, Yuzu, you know, Tricky. But also I think like, even though vshojo is technically an agency, I think they have very similar vibes. Like it doesn't feel like Iron Mouse or Zen or whatever is like an agency VTuber. They still give off like the Twitch indie vibes, right? And then down the bottom right, you've got like Hololive. Basically it's just Hololive, which is the very, it's a completely different vibe in Hololive. They're very much kind of in their own sphere. You have a few talents that sort of branch out, and genuinely any talent from any agency could be put anywhere on the graph. Like you can move them around. But Hololive is very much in its own like realm of like content and like interactions and whatnot. Like some of them branch out, some of them do like more indie style content and do a lot more collabs, but there's a big chunk of their content, a big chunk of their like whole vibe is like they are in their bubble and they live in that bubble and they sort of do really cool shit, but they don't necessarily interact with the VTuber scene the same way as like an indie or the smaller agencies do. And then over the left you have like the, I don't like calling them small agencies because their numbers are huge, it's just I don't have a term for them, like indie agencies, like agencies that aren't Niji, Holo, vshojo, tend to have a lot more of like they tend to lean a lot more into like the GFE kind of thing of you know, cute anime girls doing cute anime girl things and interacting with each other and shit like that, right? And so you have these sort of this triangle, I guess, and I love the indie experience. That's probably my favorite as a viewer, is just watching like the indies on Twitch. Some of them are on YouTube, but it's mostly on Twitch. Just kind of be themselves without much, you know, corpo, idol, unicorny, GFE, any of that kind of stuff. I kind of just hate that stuff. I don't enjoy it. It feels, I'm gonna be honest, it feels fake. It feels like a fake experience. Like it doesn't feel like I'm watching a real fucking person. I feel like I'm watching a character. And hey, for some people, that's fine. That's cool content. It takes a lot of skill and effort to portray a character like that, to play one. And some people like watching it, and that's fine. I'm not here to like judge your content creation. I just personally don't like it. I don't like watching a character stream. I like to watch a person stream. I like watching someone and being like, oh yeah, that's a human being that is like, they might be fucking weird, but like, it's still a person. I don't necessarily enjoy watching character streamers, which is why I somewhat lean away from the sort of agency side of things, because it gives off those kind of vibes. Not all of them. Again, you could place the separate agencies anywhere in the graph. You could place separate streamers anywhere in the graph, right? Like, Idol has, you know, had GFE streamers, still has some that lean into that category. But then you have Rin, and Rin is like as far away from GFE as you could probably get, because Rin is just Rin, and Rin is fucking funny. So like, it's not like an agency wide thing. You can't just lump an entire agency into there. It's a streamer thing. But personally, I like the sort of the Twitch indie type of content. It'd be easier if I could draw it and give examples, but that'd be like a whole side tangent that I'd have to like sit down and explain. I did debate like making a stream about that, where I explain what type of VTubing content I prefer. and like why, and like the different realms of VTubing that I see. That'd be a whole thing. Be a whole thing. Rin's great. Rin's hilarious. I also like that she just decided she's gonna like push content now, and then she just shoots back up. She hit like 800k, just because she decided, she's like, yeah, I want more subs, and then she did it. She's just like got the YouTube algorithm in her hand, and she's like, yeah, give me more money, give me more numbers. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, Kunai. So, on the terms of agencies, Kunai is graduating 21st of September. So Kunai has been on sort of a hiatus for the last 4 months. I think since May. Yeah, no, she's aiming to hit 1 million before she leaves. I know, I'm aware. I think that's hilarious, and it's very Rin core of her. So Kunai, I think, she's been doing collabs on other people's channels, but she hasn't streamed on her own channel in like 4 months or something. And now her graduation is being announced for 21st of September. And it's sort of basic, you know, normal graduation announcement. Thank you for your contribution. We understand our fans are sad, whatever. Graduation date is 21st of September. Per Kunai's request, there's no graduation stream. So I don't know if she's gonna... Like, oh, did you guys see the Enya adverts? Did you guys see the Enya ads? Oh my god, did you guys see that Enya hit 100k on My Songs and What You Did in the Dark? Oh my god. You guys see, I'm so proud of her. Oh my god, she did so well. Yeah, Enya, Brave ran ads for Enya content, and then, man, do you know what'd be crazy? It'd be crazy if she didn't notice that the cover hit 100k and someone had to remind her in call that she hit 100k on her fucking own cover, and then she had to panic tweet about it because she didn't have shit prepared. That would be crazy. That would be wild. Thankfully, you know, Enya Ignis of Idol EN would be always so prepared, and that definitely wouldn't happen. Absolutely not. There's zero chance. She may be ooped. But you know, I saw Brave was running. I keep getting the fucking Suisi MMD recommended to me. But yeah, no, Brave was running ads for Enya, I think, for her cover, so it kind of shot up in views. Anyway, Niji. So she requested to not have a graduation stream, and so I'm wondering if she's just not going to stream at all until she graduates. If she's just going to, like, because she hasn't streamed in 4 months. Because otherwise, I can't imagine why she wouldn't want to do a graduation stream. Most people with the opportunity would do one just as like a send-off. So I don't know. Maybe she might not be in a place where she can stream. She might not be like in a place, like maybe that's why she's taking 4 months off. And maybe she doesn't think she's gonna be in a place to stream, so she's not having a graduation stream. I don't know. Same thing with Magni Invest, we're not wanting a graduation stream, a bit odd, but I don't know. I think that the two things are either, because the thing is, even if they didn't like the company, even if they're like at odds, also hi Talado, even if they're at like odds with the company, most of them would still stream as like a graduation stream, if only to say goodbye to their fans, right? If only to say, you know, bye to the people that have supported them. Even if you're at odds with the company, I think most people would still want to like have a farewell for their chat. So either, my thoughts, they say it's at her request, so it's not like a contract thing. My thoughts are maybe maybe it's like a physical thing that maybe they can't stream, maybe it's like a health or a mental health or whatever. Or yeah, the contractual thing is weird though, because they say it's at their request, which means that they could have. It might be a case of by doing a graduation stream, they might be, because if we remember, there was a thing that got revealed a while back about Niji, if you guys recall, of how they do contracts where basically you can't operate under, like you can't operate under your channel as your VTuber, because the moment you do, you basically accept any changes to the contract. Now, considering she's been in collabs, I don't think that would work, because I think operating your Twitter and operating your collabs would still count for that. But it could be something along those lines of like, if she does a final stream, that it might, some, you know, contractual terms might come into play. That either that or the being physically or mentally unable to stream are the only things I can really think of as to why you wouldn't want to stream a final graduation stream. At least if only to just say goodbye to your chat, right? Or to stage a mutiny and have your mods basically direct them to wherever you want to go. But that'd be crazy. People trying to press it Doki via email and try and scam people. Yeah, okay. I saw Merryweather was dealing with that as well, where somebody was trying to basically use him as like a view bot thing, where basically they were going around like claiming to be Merry and like offering to like pump people's views up for money. General rule: if you get DM'd or emailed by like a big VTuber out of the blue, and you're not also like a content creator in this space, it's probably fake. Probably not real. Even if you are a content creator in the space, unless you're their direct friend, chances are they're probably not reaching out to you. If they are, it'd probably be like through Twitter DMs with their actual Twitter account, because it's the easiest way to verify that it's them. Just don't respond. Maybe tell the person they're impersonating so that they're aware of it, but like, yeah, don't get scammed, kids. Yeah, no, Kunai's PL kind of spoke out. Well, from the post on the PL, it kind of read that she was conflicted, but it felt like there was a weight off her shoulders, right? Which could mean she was probably stressed, but it doesn't necessarily mean it was dog shit conditions. But based on how many people are leaving Nichi recently, man, it's not looking good. It's TTT. I mean, I saw an image earlier today that was like, there's only, I think D North is the only gen in Niji that is still like complete. Like it still has all the original members. And it's kind of crazy when you compare that to like Hololive, right? Aqua graduating was a fucking like community-wide event where her tweet right before I said pissed off, she was, I don't think I saw that one. Like when I don't remember what TTT. Every time I see TTT, I just think of Trouble in Terrorist Town. Anytime a Hololive talent graduates is like a big thing because it very rarely happens. Like if you think about even EN, we've had what, one graduation from EN total, not counting Holostars. Holostars when Magni and Vesper graduated was big. But it just, I don't know. I mean, Niji also, yeah, when Sana graduated, that was also a huge thing. I don't know. I think Niji is also a consequence of Niji like having a lot more gens and having a tendency to go for, you know, bigger gens and doing more of them as opposed to Hololive, which seems to have taken a breather in terms of new gens and new groups, and instead focusing on their existing ones. Because I mean, Advent dropped, I mean, they did literally just drop a gen, I'm aware, but the rate at which they're dropping them isn't, they're doing like, what is it, like one a year? Because Holomyth's 4th anniversary is coming up, right? I'm aware they just dropped a new gen, but like when you compare the rate, like there was a time period when Niji was dropping new gens like every 6 months or something. Like there was a time period when Niji dropped a shit ton of gens all at once, but Holo is 4 years since Holomyth came out. I think next week, the week after. So it's, you know, we've had 4. Holomyth was the beginning of EN, and we've had what, 4 EN gens since. We've got, you know, Myth, Council, Iris is in there, but Iris is kind of in Council now. Advent and Justice, right? So it's like 4 waves, 4 gens for 4 years, so it's like 1 a year. Was a period when Niji was about double that rate. So I think we do get more Niji graduations, but that's just as a consequence of there being more Niji talents, but also like the rate, especially the accelerated rate we've seen, especially since like the Doki Bird thing, we're definitely seeing like an increase. I don't know what Niji's gonna do. I'm actually unsure. I don't know what their strategy is long term. Because the thing is, if you lose your existing, I mean, actually, I don't know what they're gonna do. They still have Vox, they still have Luxium, and as long as they have Luxium, they're kind of okay. Luxium's insane. Luxium still does crazy numbers. The Luxium fan base is super dedicated. So I don't know. Luxium still does pretty good numbers.
Penumbra, fuck you.
Hey Sarah, could we do the last 54 minutes? I forgot we do it on a Monday stream, sorry. Thank you for the 11 months though. I mean, everybody's numbers have been going down. Every VTuber's numbers have kind of been going down recently from what I know. Like the VTuber, people are saying like, oh my god, the VTuber bubble is bursting. I don't think that is it. I think it's just mid-COVID VTubers were at like the all-time high and now it's kind of spreading out. I think the VTuber bubble is sort of merging with the mainstream content bubble a lot more recently. So rather than it being like, oh my god, VTubers are losing viewers, I think it's more just that the whole concept of like a VTuber being like a very distinct, like this is a separate community, is only for VTubers, is dying out. We're seeing a lot more like mainstream collabs and integrations and people kind of doing, you know, in-person content and then flipping to a VTuber model and then flipping back to, you know, in-person content. You know, you've seen Bao's been doing that a lot more, Numi's been doing it a lot more, of that like sort of switching back and forth. I think like people, it's less of like the bubble bursting and more just like people spreading out. Like the whole concept of like this VTuber community being tight-knit and only VTubers is like, it's kind of fading. They're kind of just integrating into just normal content creation. So I mean, I'm not going to deny, yeah, like Niji's definitely lost a lot of their... Niji has lost, I think, a lot of their like I don't know if market share is the right word, but I mean, you can only have so many controversies before, you know, people will eventually start tuning out and going elsewhere. And especially nowadays where there's so much content available, there's so many VTubers available that you can go to if you want the same vibe. I mean, it makes sense, right? But yeah, so another Niji graduation, somebody unhappy with the you know, the situation at Niji. Yeah, well, his corporate reputation, market appeal, Italia's kind of like right there. Like, I think when Luxium came out, they were kind of the only people on the scene doing that kind of content for like a female audience, right? And even after that, Niji was very heavily like, one thing that they could leverage on was not like being different from Hololive. Like they had a male gen that was appealing to a female demographic, but they also had mixed collabs and shit. Like you had, you know, the guys and girls interacting. You had that sort of dynamic. It was a very unique, even before EN, even in JP, that was like the big thing Niji JP had over Holo, was that you had mixed interactions. There was not as much like gender segregation. It was a lot more like mixed in terms of, there was even like ships and shit like between guys and girls in Niji, which is taboo in wide, you know, the wider VTubing space. Like that shit just does not fly for a lot of, you know, more idly content. So Niji kind of leveraged that, especially in their EN. You know, they kind of cornered the female demographic, and then also had a sort of more, I think a lot of the impressions people had of Niji was that it was like more chill and like lax and like less, you know, an agency that's not as, you know, stuffy and corporate as Hololive. And they've lost that. They've lost that reputation entirely because it, you know, after so many controversies, people have started peeking behind the curtain and realizing that no, actually they are as corporate, and in fact probably worse than Holo. Like Holo seems to actually give a lot more freedom to its creators and be a lot, like Holo is like a full-time job. Like they are, it's definitely stressful to be in Holo. It's like a full-time idle job. Like it's not like VTubing like elsewhere. But from what we've peeked behind the scenes at Niji, that sort of reputation they had of being like the chill Hololive, of like, we don't care about idols, we don't care about, you know, guys and girls not interacting, our talents can talk about sex and they're not pure and say so. They've kind of lost that because Hololive has become more and more widespread and sort of casual, and they interact with the main wider VTuber space a lot more now. And I mean, they have talents that are more unhinged than a fucking broken door. Whereas Niji's kind of went the other way. Like, Niji now seems more corporate and more cutthroat and whatnot. So I think they've lost, like, their main market appeal that they leveraged at the beginning, which would explain why they're sort of losing, as you know, the dominance that they once had. Niji had that reputation for a while. Again, it started in the JP side of things, and it was definitely the impression I first got when I started watching JP clips. I remember watching like holo clips and being like, oh, this is cool. And I remember watching JP clips and be like, oh, this is actually like, because it was just people interacting with people. It was less of that idol stuff, and I liked it more. And I remember seeing like a clip. It was like of, I know her name is Ange, the one with the red hair, and it was like another. It was her with a bunch of other girls, and they were talking about like their favorite Dojin tags and shit like that, which was crazy at the time. But now, yeah, I mean, Hololive, have you seen like how I've seen how Justice and Advent are and the shit they say. You seen the shit like Shiori says on a regular basis? Like, Hololive seems to have very much gone the route of independent freedom. Like, their talents can kind of be Narissa as well. Like, they can kind of choose the demographic they want to go for and the vibe they want to give off of. So I think they've also realized that, like, people don't care that much. Like, people do care about, like, the idol part of it. Like, people still freak the fuck out whenever Hololive talents interact with men because, I don't know, VTuber fans. But people are less concerned with, like, the say-so, like, don't talk about sex, oh my god, kind of thing. So, you know, I think they're generally a lot more free to be as unhinged as they fucking want nowadays. Although, that being said, Matsuri has always been kind of a little gremlin child. Like, I remember seeing some Matsuri clips from back in the day that were, like, fucking wild. So. Yeah, so, I mean, nowadays you have Avalum, First Stage, you have, you know, Globy. So, there are places that you can go to now to get similar vibes of content. It's no longer just entirely dominated by one agency, whereas Hololive still has, like, there's only one Hololive. There's only one Hololive. There's only one place you can go to get a Hololive experience. There's no other agency that does Hololive content. It's very unique and very special. But outside of that, like, the old, you know, there's different places you can get it. There's, especially now when we were seeing a few more like male agencies pop up recently as people realize that there's like a fucking audience for it and that you can make, like, you can kind of capitalize on that same success. I don't know. VTubing's in a weird spot. I'm excited to see where it'll be in like a year. I think we are very much merging with mainstream content, so I assume in a year, like, a lot of it, the shit will be even further down the line. I did see the GTA RP server. Elliot tried to get me to hop on that. I've never played GTA though. I have no idea what I do. I have no idea what I'd roleplay. But yeah, I've seen the GTA RP server. It looks kind of fun. I might reach out and ask about getting on, but at this point also it's been going on for like a week or two, and I'm like, yeah. It does seem cool. Also, it has so many people in it. Holy shit! Like, it has so many fucking people in it. A homeless drunk. I'd be a journalist or something when I going around just cataloging things. Yeah, I think that's most of the Niji talent. I mean, we're on the topic of Globy and graduations and whatnot. Abari is also graduating. She seems to have just been a joint decision between the two of them. You know, I think he's just graduating for personal reasons. So, the recollections, the enigmatic recollection. Yeah, that looks super cool. Enigmatic recollection reminds me of like the old. Do you guys ever play those like old Minecraft adventure packs? I actually was talking to the rabbit about playing through some of those again. Like, you remember like old like Herobrine's Mansion, or like Complete the Monument, Race for the Wool, all the old like Vex maps and I don't know. I feel like I'm talking. I feel like a boomer trying to communicate with the children. Those were some peak fucking Minecraft experiences. You've never played Minecraft, Resnick? They were great. The old Minecraft adventure maps were fun, and it kind of reminds me of that, the way it's being run. So I speak of the ancient texts. Shadow of Israel. I saw somebody in this Hololive subreddit compare the recollections to Shadow of Israel, and I got thrown back about 1 billion years into the past. I had a full body, like, visceral flashback where I was like, holy fuck. Shadow of Israel episode 43, where are you? Please. I want to see what happens. You can't do this to me. You can't just leave. But yeah, it's cool. And it looks like this is just chapter 1, so I don't know what I don't know if the later chapters are going to be like. I guess now we're talking about just. I guess I might as well timestamp it. I guess now we're talking about. I'm gonna bookmark it just Hololive news because there's a lot. I don't know if the later chapters are also going to be like RP, like GTA RP or whatnot. I mean, it seems like it's just a content creation. I will admit, I still have this complaint about Hololive sometimes where I'm like, can you please just say what things are? I'm so confused. Like, I know they say it's like a content creation thing where it's like a world or whatnot, but I still don't understand what is chapter 2 out already? Hang on. But I did you guys see the song? They got like some of the best singers in Hololive together for like a song for Enigmatic Recollection. A multimedia project is probably, yeah, the best definition. Yeah, chapter 1 ends in less than a week. I don't know what chapter 2 is going to be or if it's out or not. They've got like animations here. That's the trailer. This is a banger song. It's good animation as well, but it has fucking Callie, Iris, ERB, and Narissa in one song. It's like a cupcake. Like, some of the Narissa and ERB are ridiculously good singers. It's kind of insane. Like, I know they are like they're professional singers basically, like they're professionally trained singers and whatnot, but Jesus Christ, every time I hear them sing and I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, this is a very stacked group for singing, just for singing, nothing else. But yeah, I'd recommend go listening to this song. It's very good. Have like Narissa and ERB, have either of them collabed with Suisei? Because that'd be, I think Suisei is probably my favorite singer in Hololive. Like, I love her stuff. But if her and like ERB and Narissa could collab, that'd be kind of crazy. I mean, I know they did. No, did they do concerts together? I know they did. No, because Ian concerts are separate from JB concerts. I think they should do that. They should have a collab between them. I think that'd go well. Speaking of Suisei, her live tour is coming out. Looks like it's gonna be a tour through Japan, like Tokyo and places like that. So it's not a world tour, so you can't see Tokyo and New York. It's Tokyo and New York, Suisei in New York, but it is pretty cool. I imagine tickets have already sold out. I think they were selling today. They're probably gone. Like, they probably sold out in like 30 seconds. But yeah. So if you're in Japan, you may be able to get tickets. We've got anniversaries coming up. I know next week or the week after is Hololive's 7th anniversary and Holomyth's 4th anniversary, which means Sora is also having like her 7th anniversary somewhere. Where? Yeah, that's the Suisei tour. I didn't bookmark the anniversary stuff, but it is here. I guess, yeah, Breaking Dimensions probably counts, I guess. Oh yeah, and then also Aqua's Aqua's graduation was crazy. It was crazy. Like, I tuned in and there was like 600,000 people, 500,000 people there. And apparently it hit like 750k, which I think, and I put this in a short, and I asked if somebody was like, I said somebody might correct me because I don't know if it's strictly true, but I'm pretty sure that is the most concurrent viewers on like a VTuber live stream. I can't think of any, like I know Coco got like about 500k on her graduation live stream, which by the way, that is still insane for how like Hololive was way smaller back then and Coco still got that much. That's insane, but 750k viewers for a VTuber live stream is wild. I can't think of anything that would beat that. I genuinely, like, I don't think there's anything off the top of my head that I can think of that is like more than that. Yeah, and it was around $230,000 in donations. YouTube's probably pretty happy. Every time I see that, I'm like, damn, YouTube just made 130k or like 115k, which is, oh, it's always the thing, probably more actually, because super chats and memberships and whatnot, I think a lot of time the creator ends up only getting about 40 to 30% because of the mobile cut, because Apple takes like a cut of the payment on mobile because they're the worst and I hate them. So yeah, every time I see like big donos in super chat form, there's a part of me that dies a little on the inside for others, because I'm like, oh bro, YouTube just made it big. But actually, do Hololive do stream elements? I've actually never checked. Do Hololive do like stream elements, Streamlabs, like private donations? No? That explains it then. There's literally no way to. That's ID does. Only ID. That's crazy. Why don't they? Literally, like, that's just free money. I don't know why. I mean, this might be some like business thing where, because Hol covers like an actual corporate entity, if they were to set up business transactions through PayPal, it might be some like, but you can use, like, my PayPal for my stream elements is a business account. So I don't see why you couldn't do it. I just don't, I have no idea. It may, I don't know if it's a technical thing. It may just be like a legality thing, maybe because they're maybe Japanese law or something. Oh. But yeah, no, this was crazy. I mean, people went ballistic, and it's all the messages afterwards from other Hololive talents being like sad and crying. It's a very emotional time, because Aqua's been there for like ages and ages, like 6 years or something. Ian's PayPal account is actually Aries. Is it actually? That's fucking hilarious. Wow. More paperwork, more counting. Sure, but like, you're talking about like a 50% increase in revenue, or like a double increase in revenue. Like, it's crazy. Like, YouTube takes 50%. If you got like if you get a Accusations, that's $100. If you get that through Stream Elements, it's like you're getting an actual $100 just in your PayPal. I'd be doing that extra paperwork for that kind of increase in revenue. I'm just saying. Probably gets YouTube so much money that if they ever have troubles, YouTube's more willing to help them out. Maybe. I mean, VTuber streams do go crazy for money. Like, a whole lot of VTubers especially get stupid numbers of super chats. Hey Glossy, how you doing? Like, ridiculous numbers of super chats is actually kind of insane. So I imagine, yeah, they probably do cater to them a little bit. I imagine anytime a Hololive streamer has a problem, like, YouTube is just there on their knees, like, don't worry, we'll help you. Speaking of which, can YouTube fix the fucking chat already? It's not just a me thing. Other VTubers that use a similar kind of method to me are also having the issue of the integrated chat thing doesn't work. You know, thing above my head where it's meant to be like chat bubbles, that doesn't work. You just have to use this shitty... You have to update OBS, but I don't wanna... If I update OBS, everything's gonna fucking break. Because it always breaks. literally, I've never updated OBS and had everything just work afterwards. It always just fucks up somehow. Ren is obsession making more in some of her own descriptions. Yeah, I think outside of Hololive, most agencies have a stream elements for their talents, because like, why wouldn't you? Okay. Is that Susie Live Tour? Oh my god, the Pecora Hideo... I put it in my short. I assume you guys have seen the pic of Pecora and Hideo Kojima. I don't know if they're cooking something. I don't know if they're like... I've never actually seen the YouTube chat analysis thing. It's never popped up for me. I assume you guys have seen the picture. So I don't know if they're cooking something, if they're meeting up for a specific reason, or if they're just... I don't know if... It says they met up IRL, so I don't know if that means that they actually, like, Kojima met Flesh Pecora or what. But yeah, they met. I love the thumbs up. I was saying, I wish Kojima had done the thumbs up and Pecora had done, like, the heart thing with her hand, like the friend zone heart rejection. But it's funny. It's the thumbs up. Good job. Let's see. What else? Holomyth anniversary. Oh, Rushi is not in Holocure, which I think KU talked about having to make the tough decision of like, do you include Rushi or not? I think it's the smart decision to not, just to avoid any potential issues. But because I think they were doing a poll for like the fan mascots to include, and the fan dads weren't on it, which people kind of called out. Kojima has officially met half the amount of bunny girls as you, Pen. Actually, who have I met? I met Bree. So we're about equal, really. Did I meet any other bunny girls? I don't think I met Comment Tail. She wasn't at VExpo. Does Lori count? Lori has a bunny model. He's adding Coco? Oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, Rushia definitely left. There's definitely a lot more like baggage with the Rushia graduation, so it makes sense. Oh yeah, the final Hololive news. Not really news, just me, general confusion. Somebody checked in with the jailbirds. Are they doing okay? Because every time I see them on Twitter, they all have the fat fuck like plushy profile picture, and they all just started appearing in my feed and in my replies and in my likes. It's kind of funny. I just want to, do a little check-in. Make sure you guys are doing all right and you haven't like been assimilated into the hive mind. Have you not seen the hang on. Yeah, even Mint changed her profile picture to the Jailbirds mascot. Is it so? I imagine she's changed back by now. Yeah, she's changed back. Fat fuck Friday, yeah. This is what I was talking about fucking Hololive being unhinged. I need to fix this chair. I keep being hyper aware of it every time, like, because I like to rock in my chair when I sit, but I'm hyper aware that it makes this big fucking creaky noise. Okay. Is that all the Hololive news? Maybe they did that. Did that. Haven't done that. I've done that. We talked briefly about the Victoria Doki Bird like Tekken thing or Street Fighter, whatever it is. Briefly, it's not really Hololive news, but I talked about it. I touched on it briefly during the earlier Niji stuff. But like, there's a Niji, not a Niji. There's a tournament going on for, I think it's Street Fighter, involving, I think like Coefficients in it and a bunch of other people. And Victoria from Niji's in it. Doki Bird is also in it. And Doki Bird kind of spoke out about not wanting people to be excluded just because of who they are, and so they're just not going to interact, which is kind of weird. I don't like the fact that they're just not allowed to interact because Big Niji or whatever, even though I think Victoria is a big fan of Celine / Dokibird, and Dokibird seems chill with her. It's just weird. I did like the meme that came out of it, of like the myth of consent. You know that meme that's like, I consent, I don't. Isn't there someone you forgot to ask? And it's just the fucking Niji CEO standing there between the two anime girls. That was a good meme. So, you know, I approve of that meme creator. Good job. But yeah, it was a bit weird, but we talked about it a bit earlier, so I don't need to dive too deep into it. Also, about 15 fucking videos got made by people being like, Dokibird speaks out about the Nijisanji situation. Dokibird model with black bar over her eyes, red text highlighted, underlined, tilted at a 45-degree angle, and I'm like, Let's see. I saw Vox is getting like a cafe. Did you guys see that? Like a Demon Hungers cafe or something? The Demon Hungers themed cafe in Japan and China. It looks pretty cool, to be fair. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty cool concept. I don't know if it's an actual cafe or what though. Or is it just a theme? Is it gonna have an actual location? Like what? I thought it was an actual cafe, but it says it's hosted in both. Is it? Oh yeah, theme cafe. 4 locations nationwide. That's pretty cool. Actually, you know, I think that's cool. It has like themed food and everything, themed merch. It's a cool idea. Neat concept. Oh, but yes, I mean, anything the Niji talents is kind of tainted by Niji, so a lot of people just will not give them the time of day regardless of how cool it is. But I still like calling it out if I think something's cool. I feel a fucking headache coming on, holy shit. I've felt it coming on for a while, but I've just kind of been thugging it out, but ugh, it's starting to hit me. I need pain meds. I don't actually have any ibuprofen, goddammit. I only have paracetamol, which is like the cringier fucking pain meds. I think we're almost done now. I think. I'm drinking energy drink. I should probably go drink some water as well. Let's see. You've probably seen it. I've hovered over it a few times in the bookmarks, but Henya's going on hiatus because COVID-19. Because it's still hanging over. She's got like a lingering COVID condition, I think, that's hanging over, so she's going on hiatus, which is completely understandable. I do like the just hiatus notice Henya the Genius in all lower caps. It's very, very on theme. Anime NYC happened. I saw that. I know fucking Enya was it? No, that was the Anime Impulse. Just driving around. But Anime NYC also happened, and I think we talked about that more last week. I don't know why it's in this notepad, but that happened. It had like the Breaking Dimensions concert and everything we talked about last week. Anime Impulse happened. I don't know if you think the Niji no contact rules reasonable considering the whole deal with the graduated talent? I don't know. It's just weird to me that the company is so hung up on themselves that they are policing what their talents do in like a fun event. Like what is the downside of having talents interact? Like it's not like you're gonna get sued or lose money or anything. It's not like there's gonna be a legal problem. It's just gonna be 2 people interacting in an event. I just don't. If both the talents are cool with it, I don't see the problem. I don't see why you have to like police it and enforce that they don't interact. Yeah, Anime Impulse happened, which had little VTubers driving around robots and also merch and whatnot. And Anime NYC had the concerts we talked about last week. Sorry, I'm just rocketing through these because this headache is starting to actually beat my ass. I can feel it like fogging up my brain. Oh, the last thing as well, unnamed. I think I talked about this when they announced it. The unnamed has a concert, like a live 3D tour, called Trails of Flame. Let's see if I can find it. What would Holo have done if it was a JP Talent and K-Son? Haven't K-Son and Holo interacted again? I can't remember. I mean, Holo might have done the same thing, and I just still said it was ridiculous. I'm not saying that Hololive wouldn't do a similar thing to keep the peace or whatever. I would still think it's a bad call. Like, who cares? I don't see the need to police people's like independent actions in a collab when they're both cool with it, you know. But yeah, so Unnamed's 3D tour, Da Capo was announced, and also Michi was announced as guests in it. I think it's in Taipei, yeah, which is cool. Yeah, I had to get sent case on a birthday video. I think I vaguely remember that. I remember the two of them interacting at least. I don't know. I think it's petty to police what your talents do like that. I don't think it's really necessary. Hololive might do the same thing, but even if they do the same thing, I still think it's like petty and unnecessary. Like, just yeah, no. I'm not surprised by it. I'm not shook or shocked or whatever. But it's another part of that whole like agency thing where it's just like, fuck man, just be normal. Stop being weird about it. Just ugh. But then if we could do that, then we wouldn't be in, you know, half the problems we are in as a community. So ugh, fun times. I feel a better example would be JP Talent with Miki Neko, since that was the time of the legal issues. I don't know if anything of that happened. That's probably fair. I mean, I could understand Hololive being hesitant about it, but again, I just think talents, you know, they're adults. Ideally, if you're not Akio Air, you know, your talent should be adults. I think you can just let them judge for themselves, like, if they're cool to interact or not, and if they're okay with it. If they're not, they can distance themselves. If they are cool with it, they can interact. Like, I don't feel the need that, you know, big corpo has to set in and be like, no, you can't talk. I just let your talents be talents, right? Like, just let them chill and vibe however they want. I don't feel the need for policing of content, if that makes sense. Fuck my head, holy shit. Okay, Jesus Christ, this headache came on quick. Thankfully it waited until we're kind of close to the end. I think we've covered everything. Oh, someone brought up Dizzy's new outfit, which I actually haven't seen yet, but we can check out right now. Dizzy Dokuro. Where is she? I don't see it. I don't see her new outfit. Did she do a stream for it? I didn't see her debut. Oh, it's on the official Phase channel. Oh, okay. Ba-dum. Sorry, that was I forgot to mute my Discord for you guys. I'm sorry if you guys looked at your Discord thinking you got a ping. Although you should have known better, right? Nobody's pinging you guys. I know what you are. Oh, that is a cool little outfit, actually. I do like it. I enjoy the skull ribbon. Yeah, I know you guys probably just checked yours. Everybody instinctively checks their Discord whenever they hear the ba-dum. I should learn how to mimic that noise with my mouth. It'd be great. Look, you guys are VTuber fans. The only thing you're getting pinged by is graphic artists in your DMs. Are you guys interested in graphic design? Would you like me to design some streaming assets for you? I think it's everything. Oh. Yeah, I think we should see who we want to raid into. Oh my god. Oh my god. Raids. Who's live right now? Let's see. Do you have any suggestions? Irie's live. We could raid into Irie. I don't think Fauna has raids enabled. I think we've checked this before because we were like, do you think she has raids enabled? She definitely does not. Let's see. People that pop up when I go to redirect is Irie, Tenma, Rosa, and Sheena. But I know there's more, but YouTube doesn't show them to you because YouTube's dumb. We can't raid Fauna. Stop oohing in chat. We cannot raid Fauna. I'm gonna raid Irie. I don't think I've ever raided Irie before. Or I might have, but I can't remember. We're gonna raid Irie today. Say hi to her. See what she's up to. She said she forgot to make a waiting room. Actually, let me check it's not ASMR. I don't like raiding during ASMR because I feel like it's like intrusive, and actually I don't know if Irie does ASMR. No, I think she's doing it just chatting. I'm gonna send you guys to Irie. Be nice, be kind, don't be your usual unhinged fucking selves. Please. Don't ooh in her chat, that's very rude. Don't go into someone else's chat using the catchphrase of another VTuber, that's fucked. And you'll get me in trouble. Cease your shenanigans, chat. I won't raid anyone, I'll just let you guys sit here forever. I'll just fuck off. I'll just go to bed, I'll leave the stream running forever. You have to look at Henya being dead constantly. Just do it however you want. Yeah, I just leave stream. Yeah, no, infinite AdSense. If I just leave stream running forever and I never, you know, I never stop it, it's just infinite AdSense. Ah, I think I've got that set up. Right, I'm gonna send you over to Irie. Have fun, enjoy, be nice, be kind, and I'll see you guys. I don't know, whenever I see you. Maybe Twitch. I did a Twitch stream last week, so you know where it's like a 1,000,000% increase over previous weeks, so it could happen. Bye.